Hey Capricorns, welcome to your weekly forecast for April 19th through the 25th. This is going to be for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to see what's happening in the week ahead. Guys, I am so very sorry. I know I've been inconsistent with posting. A lot's going on. I'm going to get that podcast up this week and explain to you guys what's been happening, but I'm back. I'm here. I'm here for you. Weeklies are resuming. The monthly love videos for April are already out. I'll try to get me out a little early, but we're going to see what's happening for Taurus. Capricorn. Capricorn. See what's going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead in all other areas of your lives. Let's see what's happening, my darlings. Okay. Oopsie, let's not knock over the candle. First card here is Eight of Wands, and this is very fast-moving energy, news traveling fast. It can be getting unstuck, and it can indicate travel, okay? This is kind of like a reoccurring theme from your previous reading that I did, the previous weekly forecast. No. It actually was in your love reading. It came up in your love reading. I feel like there's something coming up here for some of you Capricorns where there's a very sudden, unexpected travel. Like this very sudden, unexpected trip. Okay? So your reason for taking this trip, since it's coming up in your weekly forecast, may not be for love. It might not be like you met somebody or like your old high school crush is like, come visit me. It's not about like the travel itself. It's not about love. But because it came up in your love reading, there could be something that very unexpectedly happens for some of you in the course of that travel. But I'm feeling the element of travel here. Okay, I'm also feeling here the element of flight. Some of you are flying, okay? And maybe some of you are a little bit nervous about that, or you haven't done that in a while, or you've been saying, oh man, it would be nice to take a flight. But I do feel that there's an unexpected travel coming up for many of you. I'm trying to see what else I'm trying to get here. For some of you, it could be at a later date, but like the arrangements are being made now, okay? Arrangements are being made now. I also feel here that some of you may be having some issues with breathing, not because of the thing that shall not be named that we're not supposed to be talking about. Not because of that, not because of the Rona, okay, but because of like it could just be pollutants, allergies, some kind of congestion that you're experiencing, sinuses. I feel like some of you are getting out to like some fresh air, and I feel like you're starting to be able to breathe and like clear those breathing issues, and I feel like there's mental clarity coming to you in the process, and you're having a lot of epiphanies, and it's boosting your creativity, like strengthening your problem solving skills, and just situations that you have in your life that you're not sure how to kind of approach. Like you're getting this, like you're clearing your head, you're clearing your mind, and you're figuring out really what you want. I feel some of you are feeling the need to go where like the air and the water is cleaner, like cleaner from where you are. So maybe some of you are wanting to leave the city and go into like more country, or like away from like the pollutants, like that kind of thing as well. The next card here, my darlings, is the Five of Swords. Okay, when the Five of Swords comes up, there can be a bit of a burning of bridges. There can be some kind of like power struggle that's happening, and so those are the classic elements of the Five of Swords, right? Kind of like a situation where you're winning in a situation, but it might have escalated a little bit too much, or it may have gotten a little kind of out of hand, and then later on you're like, man, like I wish it didn't get so out of hand, or was it worth it? Like I said, burning of bridges with the Five of Swords as well. However, okay, typically one thing that I've seen in my readings when the Five of Swords comes up, there's a situation here where you're getting triggered. You're getting triggered. And I feel like you've had a pattern in your life, Capricorn, where you've been very clear about what you want to do. And you make up your mind, you're like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But then you don't do it because all of a sudden, and you don't even realize this is happening. You don't do it because all of a sudden you realize, or you didn't realize, but you're going to realize now. Like when you try to share that with a certain person or certain people in your life, they kind of pick it apart, or they make it seem like, well, that's nice that you're doing that, but if you don't care about us, or you don't care about, like, this other stuff, like, they make you feel like you have the wrong priority, or they make you feel like you should be helping them instead, or that you're being selfish in some way, and then so you get upset, you get discouraged, like, forget it, then I'm not going to do that. uh I like I said, I feel like for many of you, you don't realize that's been happening, but I feel like you're seeing in this situation that you're getting triggered. Somebody's coming in and they know where your buttons are, Capricorn, and they know which button they can press to make you feel guilty. They know which button they can press to make you feel like a jerk. They know which button they can press to make you feel like you're being selfish, so that they can get you to do what they want you to do, right? Like, it's like you're getting triggered in a situation, and you might be really tempted to blow up on that person, like, just like kind of like go off on them, and you always do this to me and I finally see it now, and you may be really tempted to just kind of give it to them. Okay, and for some of you, maybe you're okay with that, but know and understand that if you do that, this is going to burn a bridge. You're not going to be able to, have this person really in your life the same way. I don't feel the relationship will ever quite go back to what it was. And some of you are like, good, that's a good thing. But for other ones of you, what I encourage you to do, if you can, when you have that aha moment, like, here it is. This person is triggering me. This person's kind of manipulating me and doing what they want me to do, and they're making me feel bad about myself. If you can, if you can refrain from reacting, take a step away, take a step away, and go ahead and begin to write about it. What happened? What did they say? What did they do? How did it make me feel about myself? Who else in my life before, like, even if you go back to childhood or however far back you can go, who else has made me feel this way before? Okay, then you're going to write the answers to the question, why do I think they're doing this? Or why do I think they did this? Like, why are they doing this to me? Or what is it that they're getting out of it? Write it out. Okay, and then I want you to take a moment to write out like a release, like you're releasing that person. You're forgiving them, you're releasing them from any expectations. Like, you realize that's them, that's their problem. You're not going to take it on you. That's their way of trying to survive or whatever. You're not going to hold it against them. Just like try to release them, and then release yourself from the situation by, writing whatever you want to forgive yourself for. And sometimes we have to forgive ourselves because we're being very hard on ourselves. Like, oh, I should have seen this sooner. Or, oh, I'm too trusting. Or, oh, that I'm so stupid. Like, all of those thoughts, you want to release those. You need to forgive yourself and release those thoughts about yourself. And then you're going to write how you choose to feel about yourself moving forward instead. Like, how you choose to feel about yourself, how you choose to feel about the situation moving forward from now on. If you can do that, you're going to deprogram that trigger. It's not going to exist anymore. So no matter how many times that person goes looking for that button to push it, it's not going to be there. No matter how many times somebody else might try to do it, it's not going to be there. They're not going to have that power over you. So if you can take a moment to step aside and do that, you can just get rid of the trigger altogether. Some of you are like, I'd rather go off on the person. That's your choice. That's your decision. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, okay? But those are kind of some options for you. Your next card here, aha, is the Ace of Swords. That made me happy because it confirmed for me what I was feeling with the Eight of Wands. The Ace of Swords can be like communication or news that you're receiving. It could be like a new agreement or like a new approach to a situation. But for me, the Ace of Swords tends to come up a lot of the times when there's clearing in the crown chakra. Okay, for those of you who don't know, the crown chakra is like the chakra that where we process our thoughts, we process information. It's our little mental command center, and so with the Ace of Swords, when it comes up, that crown chakra is getting unblocked, and you're starting to see the truth of situations. You're starting to see the things happening in your life from like a broader view, a broader scale. And so you're beginning to think of solutions, new solutions to very old problems. Okay, things that you thought you couldn't fix, or you didn't know the way around it, or you felt stuck in a situation, all of a sudden there's this mental clarity, like I was saying in the beginning, where you're having those epiphanies like, ah, I can do this, I can do that. This would be a good solution. And this could be a good thing to do. So all of a sudden you're coming up with new ways of approaching old problems. The one thing I really want to emphasize here, though, this happens, I see this happen to people when they're going through the crown chakra getting unblocked, and they're going through like thinking smarter, like working smarter, not harder. Like life doesn't have to be a struggle. You're finding easier ways of doing things. The negative ego hates change. And so when the negative ego sees you coming into this clarity and you're about to make stuff happen, the negative ego swoops in hard and wants to come at you with, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Why didn't I think of this sooner? Oh, I wasted so much time. Shut that down. That is the negative ego trying to keep you from this energetic breakthrough. Excuse me. From this energetic breakthrough. So if that happens to you, remind yourself, you know what? I'm really close to my breakthrough right now, and the negative ego is kind of messing with me, but I'm not going to listen to it. I didn't waste any time. Everything is happening in divine timing. Everything is happening when it should, as it should. And you know what? It came to me when I was ready to do it. Maybe I wasn't ready before to make changes. And so just kind of go with that. And don't let that negative ego discourage you and keep you from this good stuff that's coming up for you here. Your next card is the Six of Swords. This can be a vacation, a trip, a getaway. This can be even distancing yourself from dramatic or problematic people in your life. But when the Six of Swords comes up, there can be an element of travel. And it's basically about going somewhere where you can clear your mind, going somewhere where you can think, going somewhere you can figure out what you want. And I feel, Capricorn, some of you are realizing that you've been living your life up until now for other people. Okay, even those of you who've been working really hard, like towards abundance, you've been way too focused on what you're going to do with that abundance for other people, right? Not about you, but what you're going to do for other people. And you're going to realize that a lot of the things you've been doing, or a lot of the goals that you've been working towards, you don't really want them for yourself. You've been doing it because like you want to make other people proud, or because other people made you feel like this is what you should be doing, this is what you should be wanting, this is your obligation. And so you're just like in this energy of getting away and connecting with yourself, and for the first time in your life, figuring out what you truly want, right? Like who you are, what you want. And I feel like you're just in this energy where you want peace. You don't have time for the negativity. Even when like people are coming to you to talk about their problems and stuff, I feel like some of you are like, look, I'm really sorry, but I can't, I can't hear that energy right now. I can't receive that energy right now, right? Like I'm clearing my own stuff. Like I want to be there for you, but I can't talk about this stuff, or I can't be a listening ear in this kind of situation. So I don't know if you guys can hear the church bells ringing. Oh my gosh, I don't know, it just felt like so like liberating and so freeing. I don't know if the phone is picking it up, but there's church bells ringing outside. So I feel like, you guys are just in this energy of clarity, clearing, peace, figuring out what you want. And so some of you are taking a very spontaneous little trip, even if it's just to get away for the day. And I feel very strongly that you guys are wanting to be like fresh air, fresh water, like being in nature as well. The next card here, my dears, is the Five of Wands. Okay, and this again is a negative ego situation. I know typically Five of Wands can indicate fighting or struggling with other people, or disagreeing with other people, but I feel like you already had that. You already had that struggle. So you already had the outward struggle. You know what you want to do. You know what direction you want to go in. And then the Five of Wands is the internal struggle. It's that part of us, again, negative ego. Do you really want to do that though? Do you really want to do that? Oh, should you do that? I don't know, Capricorn. Maybe you are being selfish. Oh, Capricorn, maybe you should have a different priority right now. The Five of Wands is the inner struggle. I feel like you're figuring out what you truly want. You're figuring out what you truly want, authentically want. And then the negative ego is coming in and kind of still making you struggle about it. Okay? So you guys are in this path in your journey, my dears, where you're figuring out what's going to make you happy. You're figuring out what your 10 of Cups is. Because the 10 of Cups is not marriage and babies for every single person, right? 10 of Cups is inner peace. It's satisfaction in all areas of your life. It's happiness all around. And that's not always marriage and babies, okay? It might be for some of you, but you're figuring out what your 10 of Cups is. Like what you want in your 10 Cups. You're figuring that out. And then the Five of Wands is like you kind of struggling with giving yourself permission to go for it. It doesn't have to be a long struggle, my dears. That's kind of up to you to work through. But if you find yourself getting in that conflicted energy again, go back to what I was talking about in the Five of Swords and write it out. Answer those same questions again. Answer those same questions again and just write it out. And that way you're removing those triggers or those uh, little entanglements, I guess we'll say. Check out your moon sign and rising sign video as well. Some weeks those can be very helpful in adding extra information. Some weeks they might resonate for you more than your sun sign does. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. I cannot stress enough, guys, this is so important. Please, 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 if you're going to schedule a private reading with me, I'm begging you, hear what I'm about to say. I know you're in a hurry. I know you just want people, we don't like filling out forms. I don't like filling out forms. I just ask you what I need to know so I can do the reading. But make sure that you put in the email address where you want me to send you the reading, and make sure that there aren't any typos, okay? If there's a typo in the email address, when I try to send you your reading, it's going to get kicked back to me. And then I have to wait for you to come find me and say, Amethyst, where's my reading? Oh my gosh, thank you for emailing me because I didn't have your email address. So here it goes. Or sometimes people have more than one email address and they'll give me an email address and then they're checking some other email address and they don't have their reading and they're like, Amethyst, where's my reading? I sent it a week ago. I sent it to the address you gave me, you know? So just make sure that you put the email address where you want the reading sent, and just take 1 second and make sure that there's no typos in the email address. That would help me so much, guys. I'd really appreciate it. I love you all. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting. I'm wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Take care, my darlings.